Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnava vrinda ki jai. Om अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So, dear devotees, we are continuing our study of Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 7, Text 53. 53? 52. Text 52. Lord Shri Vishnu is speaking to Prajapati Daksha. Tasmin Brahman Advitiye Kevale Paramatmani Brahma Rudrau Cha Bhutani Bhedena Nyanupashyati. Lord Vishnu is saying, again, this is Srimad Bhagavatam 4.7.52. One who is not in proper knowledge thinks that demigods like Brahma and Shiva are independent. Brahma Rudrau means Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. Or a person who does not have proper knowledge thinks that the living entities are independent. Bhutani means living entities. Bhedena anupashyati. He thinks, he sees bhed, that they are independent, they are separate from Brahmani, Paramatmani. From the Supreme Brahman, from Paramatma, Shri Krishna, they are different. They are separated, they are independent. This type of Bheda Drishti, where we see them as separated from Paramatma, Shri Krishna, this is Adnya. Adnya Anupashyati. Only a Adnya sees things like this. What do they think? Shivji has a different camp. My Shivji. He is independent. He has nothing to do with Lord Vishnu. So there are two camps. There is Lord Shiva camp, there is Lord Vishnu camp. They think like this. There are Shaivites, there are Vaishnavas. We are Shaivites. But a Vaishnava understands the connection between Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. That Lord Shiva is a very special form of Lord Vishnu. Lord Shiva is not an ordinary Jiva. A Jiva can become Brahma. A Jiva can never become Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is a very special form of Krishna. Lord Shiva is the incarnation of Shri Krishna. This a Vaishnava understands. And Vaishnava never thinks that Shivji, Brahmaji, they are separate entities. They are always connected to Krishna. And similarly, the living entities. So there is a Siddhanta, Achintya Bheda Abhed. So when someone sees Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma as Bhedena Anupashyati, they see them as Bhed, they see them as completely independent, separate. Which aspect of Achintya Bheda Bhed they are overly emphasizing? Raise your hand. Yes, Satyarva Mataji.
वेद प्रभु जी.
overemphasize, that is, seeing them separately. And then some people say, सब एक ही है, everybody is one. किसकी भी पूजा करो. You worship Ganpati, you worship Lord Shiva, you worship Vaishnav Devi, you worship Sai Baba, you worship Hanumanji, you worship Surya Dev. Everything is one. Lord Krishna, Ram, सब एक ही है. Which aspect they are overemphasizing? Yes, my dear Keshav Madhav Prabhu.
Prabhuji, aren't they emphasizing more upon Advaita?
Abhed.
Abhed,
Abhed.
yes.
Abhed is
Yes.
Advaita.
Yes.
So Achintya, Bhed, Abhed. Bhed means there is a difference. Abhed means there is no difference. So some people say that, oh, everything is one only, yaar. कुछ इतना, why you are so doing Krishna, Krishna? Everything is one only. किसी की भी पूजा करो, जिधर जिधर आस्था है, जिधर विश्वास है, wherever you have faith, you worship anybody. It's a question of faith. You'll get the same. No, that is also wrong. You are overemphasizing the Abhed aspect. And some people say that, no, no, we are Shivji, we are Shaivites, you are this, you are that. They are overemphasizing the Bhed Tattva. Or some so-called devotees, they belittle Lord Shiva or they belittle the Devatas. They are overemphasizing Bhed. They do not see that the Devatas are also working for Shri Krishna. They are playing important role in the universal management. So proper understanding is required that Shri Krishna is a supreme entity, but Shri Krishna has many aspects to him. One aspect is the Shiva Tattva or Rudra Tattva. One aspect is the Jiva Tattva. And among the Jiva Tattva also, there are many Devatas who are working for Krishna in the universal management. And they should not be seen as independent entities. That is one of the reasons why people of other religions criticize Hindus. Oh, you are polytheists. Are we polytheists? Radha Gopinath Prabhu, are we polytheists?
Hare Krishna. No, we are monistic.
Why? But you have so many devatas, devis.
They are all servants of Krishna. The supreme is Krishna.
Yes, just like in other faiths, they have angels. We understand that there are devis and devatas, demigods and demigoddesses. But the supreme personality is Krishna. Ishvara Parama, Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains living entities, including Brahma, are not independently separated, but are counted within the marginal potency of Krishna. Jiva Tattva. No one can act independently of the sanction of Lord Krishna. That we have to see. Nobody is independent. Ekela Ishvara Krishna Arasabha Bhritya Jai Jaise Nachaye Sai Taise Karan Nritya. Everybody has to dance to the tune of Krishna. 53. Yatha Pumana Swangeshu Shira Panadishu Kvachit Parakya Buddhim Kurute Evam Bhuteshu Matparaha. Lord Vishnu is saying, a person with average intelligence does not think the head and other parts of the body, swa angeshu means other parts of the body, to be separate. Similarly, my devotee does not differentiate Vishnu, the all pervading personality of Godhead, from anything or any living entity. Because sarvasya chaham riti sannivishto. Krishna is present everywhere. And aham sarvasya prabhavaha mataha sarvam pravartate. Mataha sarvam pravartate means everything is coming forth from me. So how can we see anything separate from Krishna? Whenever there is a disease in any part of the body, the whole body takes care of the ailing part, isn't it? If there is gout in one toe, the whole body will go to the doctor and say, I am in distress, please help. Similarly, a devotee's oneness is manifested in his compassion for all conditioned souls. Pandita Sama Darshana. So that is the vision of a devotee. Equal vision. Sees everything's connection with Krishna. 54. Lord Vishnu continues. त्रयाणाम एक भावानाम यो न पश्यति वैभिदाम सर्वभूतात्मनाम ब्रह्मन् स शांतिम अधिगच्छति. One who does not consider Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, or the living entities in general to be separate from the Supreme, and who knows Brahman actually realizes peace, others do not. Sa Shantim Adhigachati. Who? Sarva Bhuta Manam Brahman. One who sees Brahman in all the living entities. Here, Brahman refers to the Brahman Daksha. And Bhutatmanam means Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Sarva Bhutatmanam, who is the super soul in everybody's hearts. And Trayanam Eka Bhavanam. Three, who are three? The three Guna avatars. Lord Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And a devotee sees the unity in them. Eka Bhavanam. That they are all Guna avatars. Of who? Of Shri Krishna. Two words are significant in this verse. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport. Trayanam indicates three, namely Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. Bhidam means different. They are three, and therefore they are separate, but at the same time, they are one. This is the philosophy of simultaneous, inconceivable oneness and difference, which is called Achintya Bheda Bhed Tattva. And Srila Prabhupada very beautifully quotes that example in Brahma Samhita. Kshiram yatha dadivikara yogat. That as milk is transformed into yogurt. Similarly, Shri Krishna transforms himself into Lord Shiva. Everything is expansion of Lord Vishnu's energy. Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva. Shruyate. Text 55. Shri Maitreya Uvacha Evam Bhagavatadishtah Prajapati Patir Harim Architva Kratuna Svena Devanubhayato Yajat. The sage Maitreya Muni said, thus Daksha, the head of all Prajapatis, having been nicely instructed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, worshipped Lord Vishnu. Architva, Architva, Harim. Harim Architva. He worshipped Lord Hari, Lord Vishnu. After worshipping him by performing the prescribed sacrificial ceremonies, Kratuna Swena. Kratuna means with the sacrificial ceremonies. Daksha separately worshipped Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. Ayajat he worshipped. Ubhayatah Devan. He worshipped the two gods. His father, Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva, with whom he had animosity. Towards whom he had animosity. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says Lord Vishnu should be offered everything and his prasada should be distributed to all the demigods. And this practice is followed at Sri Jagannath Puri Dham. The prasad of Lord Jagannath is offered to Shri Bimla Devi, who is a form of Mother Parvati. And then it becomes Mahaprasad. Srila Prabhupada also says the deity of Bhagalin is worshipped with the prasad of Lord Vishnu, and also in the famous Lord Shiva temple of Bhuvaneshwar, the prasad of Lord Vishnu or Lord Jagannath is offered to the deity of Lord Shiva. This is the Vaishnava principle. So we see Lord Shiva as a very special form of Lord Krishna who is in the mood of the greatest devotee or who is the greatest devotee. Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. Therefore, we have a Vaishnava Sampradaya called Rudra Sampradaya. Fifth, so, can someone reflect on the instructions of Lord Vishnu that we read today and connect them to what happened between Prajapati Daksha and Lord Shiva and tell what is happening here? What is Lord Vishnu doing by giving these instructions? Yes, Keshavada Prabhu.
So, Prabhuji, I just read the first shloka that we discussed today. So, over here, Lord Vishnu clearly mentions about an analogy wherein he mentions about the head and the other parts of the body not to be taken as separate. Only that person who has got an average intelligence takes that to be as separate. Usually, Prabhupada quotes the example of if in case the hand is separated from the body, then the hand has got no worth. If in case the hand is separated from the body, then the hand has got no worth by itself. It should be connected to the body so that it can function properly. The hand itself can function properly. What I understood from the analogy over here is that a person who considers Krishna, I mean, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead and other entities to be, part of the whole, as, body of Krishna by himself. They are all parts and parcels of Krishna or Vishnu. That person is called as intelligent. Subsequently, in the second shloka as well, Vishnu mentions the same thing, that one who does not consider Brahma, Vishnu, or Shiva or other living entities in general to be separate from the Supreme, he only knows Brahman.
Okay, good. The person with less intelligence sees everything as separate, independent.
As separated.
And a person of average intelligence is good. He sees the connection. He doesn't see them as separate. So here in that verse, a person with average intelligence should not be, we should not look at it as somebody who is wrong. He's correct. He has a proper vision. Yes, good. Thank you, Prabhu. Satyarupa Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Can we say that Lord Vishnu is trying to make Daksha free of Vaishnava Parad and making him respect Shiva also?
How?
By telling him that those who think that Shiva is separated, Vishnu is separate, it is wrong, that they are all my part of body
Excellent. Excellent. Very good. And phalena parichiyate. Phalena parichiyate. How? Raise your hand. What am I saying? What am I talking about? What is the effect of Lord Vishnu's speech to Prajapati Daksha? What happened? You can know a tree by the fruit. Phalena parichayate. What am I thinking? What am I saying? Who can tell? Did Lord Vishnu's intervention have the desired effect? What did we read just now? Did Daksha's behavior change? What did he do? Raise your hand. Somebody else? Yes, Shama Vallavi Mataji. Phalena parichayate.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Prabhuji, he first worshipped Vishnu and then he offered that prasad to Brahma and Shiva.
See, the behavior changed. It had the desired effect. This is the purpose of education. This is the purpose of preaching. That the heart has to change, the behavior has to change. Otherwise, just speaking the right philosophy is not enough. Appendix is out, patient is dead. What is the use? If someone has infected appendix, yes, the appendix has to be addressed, but the purpose is to save the patient's life. So when we preach, like Lord Vishnu is preaching to Daksha, or when we speak in a spiritual assembly, like Lord Vishnu is speaking here, our speech, our preaching should have the desired effect. Phalena parichayate. Our greatness as a speaker, as a preacher, will be determined by what effect it has on the listener. After hearing Harikatha, two things should happen. We feel attracted to Krishna and we feel detached from material sense gratification. If by hearing somebody's Harikatha, these two things are happening, that means we should hear more and more from that person. If Radha Krishna start appearing more and more dear and attractive to our heart, and this material world loses its attractiveness, that speaker is having the desired effect. Otherwise, we can speak eloquently, we can defeat arguments, we can answer every question with authority, but if the heart is not changing, then it's a failure. Here, the behavior changed of Daksha, not by force or fear, but the heart had changed because of conviction, because of faith. Krishna consciousness is practiced on 4 levels. I always give the example of a child growing up. Who remembers? There are 4 phases of the practice of Krishna consciousness. Who knows? I will repeat. Yes, Sudevi Gopi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam, All Guru Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji said once that the child first needs the nourishment. So, the first of all, we get the nourishment from the Krishna Katha, or the facility has been provided by our Parampara and Acharyas. And then we learn how to practice that. And then when we grow up, we get strength. And then we try to help the organization grow and then help other devotees to get nourishment. This is what I remember, Prabhu. Maybe I'm very wrong.
No, you're not wrong. You're right. But I was thinking of something else. Yes, Satyarupa Mataji. But what you said is true.
Prabhuji, I'm not remembering one point. Might be, is it fear, out of duty, out of one more, and finally out of love?
Very good. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was referring to. Krishna consciousness is practiced in 4 phases, dear devotees. Please listen carefully and understand this very carefully. Srila Prabhupada gives this example. The 4 phases of the practice of Krishna consciousness are fear, reward, duty, love. FRDL. Fear, reward, duty, and love. A child doesn't want to go to school, doesn't want to study. The parent says, go to school, otherwise you will be grounded. You will get a timeout, you will be punished. We'll take away your screen time. Then the child, out of fear, goes to school, out of fear, does homework. Is that good? Yes, it's a good beginning. Then, when the child grows up a little bit, perhaps goes to middle school, then the parents use the principle of reward. What is the reward? You get A grades, we'll get you a phone. You get A grades, we will let you go for a movie with your friends. I'm just giving examples. So the child studies because the child wants reward for academic achievements which have been promised. Then the next stage comes, the child goes to college. Now the child sees that my parents are getting old. My parents are paying for my college, my staying, my food. I am an adult. I am more than 18 years old, but still I am requiring support from my parents. My parents have done a lot for me. This society has done a lot for me. Grandparents have done a lot for me. Teachers have done, friends have done a lot for me. Now I want to stand up on my own feet. I want to become a useful, contributing member of society. I have received so much from my loved ones, from my mentors. Now I want to give back. I want to make them proud. Now there is a sense of duty. That is the motivation to study. And then the child grows up even more. Your child matures. The child realizes the value of life, gets married, has children, loves the spouse, loves the children very much. And then no one has to give fear, reward, or remind the person of duty. Now the person works hard, earns money, takes care of everything out of love. Now nobody has to tell. Study, keep your knowledge updated, finish your assignments, finish your work. Nobody has to tell. The person does it, motivated by love. If I don't perform well, I will lose my job. If I lose my job, who will take care of my family? There is love for the family. And out of love, the person excels at whatever he or she does. And bhakti exactly progresses like this. Initially, we come to Krishna consciousness out of fear. Oh my God, I have done so many sins. I might get punished by the laws of nature. I have got bad karma. But if I chant Hare Krishna, I chant Ram Raksha, I chant Hanuman Chalisa, I give some donation, or I go to a holy place, I do Govardhan Parikrama, I fast on Ekadashi, I avoid eating grains on Ekadashi, I will get some pious credits. I circumambulate Tulsi, I bow down to Tulsi, my sins will be destroyed. Then I will be saved from punishment. So that fear of punishment is the motivating factor. And then reward. When we go a little deeper in Krishna consciousness, we make some more advancement. We realize that if I take to Krishna consciousness, I chant, then I will be rewarded. I will get liberation. I will go to Vaikuntha. I will have a better life. Even in this lifetime, I will get good luck. I will get success. So the person practices Krishna consciousness for good luck, for good fortune, for good future. That is a reward platform. When a person progresses further in bhakti, now there is a sense of duty. Oh, I got initiated. I have taken a vow to chant 16 rounds, to follow the four regulative principles. Oh, my temple president has given me this service. Now, as a sense of duty, one does it. That is a platform of duty. We are making progress from fear to reward to duty. But this is not where we want to be, my dear friends. Now we want to be on a platform where we go beyond fear, beyond reward, beyond duty. Now we do things that we are not duty bound to do. We do things voluntarily out of love because we really want to please Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas. Now we are not satisfied with 16 rounds. We want to do little more. Now we are not required to do Bhakti Vaibhava, but we do it. I want to go deeper in my relationship with Sri Krishna. Now we are not required to give a donation, but we give it. We go over and beyond the call of duty. We volunteer ourselves, our time, our resources, because we really want to please Krishna. And that is the beginning of the platform of love. Prajapati Daksha is not worshipping Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Lord Vishnu necessarily out of fear for reward or out of duty. His heart has changed, at least for the time being. The darshan of Lord Vishnu, hearing the instructions of Lord Vishnu, has had the desired effect. And that is real preaching, where the consciousness changes, where the heart changes. There is a feeling of upliftment of one's consciousness. And therefore he worshipped Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, and Lord Brahma. Text 56. Rudram cha svena bhagena upadhavat samahita karmano davasanena somapana itaranapi udavasya sahartvigbhi sasna avabhritham tatha. With all respect, Prajapati Daksha worshipped Lord Shiva with his share of the remnants of the yajna. Svena bhagena, with his own share. Upadhava, he worshipped Rudram. He worshipped Lord Shiva, Rudra. After finishing the ritualistic sacrificial activities, Daksha satisfied all the other devatas and the other people who had assembled there. The devatas are referred to here as Somapan, the demigods who drink the Soma juice. Then, after finishing all these duties with the priests, Daksha took a bath and was fully satisfied. Avabhritham, sasnav. It is the sasnav, the bath, avabhrita snan. It is the bath you take after completing successfully a yajna. Who remembers a verse that we discussed? Satyarama Mataji, Hari Bol. I knew you would remember. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you. Ekopi Krishnasya krita pranamo dashashvamedha avabhratena tulyam dashashvamedhi punareti janma Krishna pranamena punarbhavaya.
Hari Bol. And the meaning, Shama Kishori Mataji will tell because she's smiling so brightly. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. No, I was smiling brightly because Mataji recited it so nicely.
Hari Bol.
I don't know the meaning of this verse, Prabhu.
Okay. Anybody remember? Shama Vallavi Mataji, you remember? Keshav Madhav Prabhu, you better remember. We have discussed it in Atlanta also. If Saratanidya Prabhu was here, he would have remembered. He's not there. Saroj Nandini Mataji, you remember? Janani Mataji remembers, of course. No. Okay. Okay, now listen, everybody. Janani Mataji will explain to us. It's a very beautiful
Hare
verse.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Srila Jiva
I don't know
Goswami
whether you
Bhakti
can hear
Siddhanta.
me.
We can. We can hear.
My internet is very weak today. Hare Krishna. Ekopi Krishnasya Krita Pranama. That means if you give pay one obeisance to Krishna, it is equal to 10 Dashashwamedha Yaga. But if you perform Dashashwamedha Yaga, you will be inclined to born here. But if we pay obeisance to Krishna, then no repetition of birth and death.
Hari Bol. Wonderful. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Satyara Mataji, you also explain. I will say one line and you explain, okay? Ekopi Krishnasya Krita Pranamo.
Eka means one, Ekapi Krishna. Even if one obeisance to Krishna, if we do, if it
Dashashvamedha Bhritena Tulyam.
after performing the Shashwamedha, there will be one Avabrata Snan. That Avabrata Snan phala we will get by offering one obeisance to Krishna.
Of 10 Avabrita Snans after completing 10 Ashwamedha Yajnas. But there is a difference. Dashashwamedhi punareti janma.
After Dashasha, even after doing all this, Dashashwamedha, Pratasthana and all, there is Punarjanma. There are chances of Punarjanma.
But Krishna pranami na punarbhavaya.
But one pranam to Krishna, no Punarbhava, no repeated sin.
Haribo! Hare Krishna. Nama sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashanam pranamo dukkha kshamanam tam namami harim. Therefore, Shri Krishna says, Man mana bhava bhaktu madhyaji. Madhyaji, mam namaskuru. मुझे नमस्कार करो. Hari bol. It's one of the limbs of bhakti to do namaskar to Krishna, to bow down. And when we bow down, both our hands should touch the ground when we bow down to Krishna. Whether we are doing Panchanga Pranam with 5 limbs, head, 2 hands, and 2 legs, or we are doing Ashtanga Pranam, where the thighs and the belly also touches. Whether it is Panchanga or Ashtanga, both the hands should touch the ground. Sometimes I've seen devotees are having bead bag in their hand, so they keep one hand in the sky and they offer obeisance with one hand like this. So that we should avoid. Or if they're about to eat prasad, they have just washed their hands, they don't want their hands to become dirty. So they do pranam like this. That also I have seen. I also used to do it like that. In my Anand Bazaar of JJ hostel room where we used to eat prasad. I used to wash my hands and then hands are nice and clean and then now I have to offer obeisance to Jagannath in the room. So like this. And then my senior Shamla Rose said, what kind of what kind of pranam is this? Both your hands should be on the ground like this. So that we have to remember. I don't know why we spoke about pranam. Oh, Avamrita. Yeah, Snan. So Lord Rudra, Lord Shiva was properly worshipped with his share. Remember, previously they had said that no share will be given to Lord Shiva. Now they offered the share to Lord. 57. Tasma apyanubhavena sveneva radhase dharma eva matim dattva tridashaste divam yayu. Thus worshipping the Supreme Lord Vishnu by the ritualistic performance of sacrifice, Daksha was completely situated on the religious path. Avapta radhase dharme. He attained perfection in dharma. Moreover, all the demigods who had assembled at the sacrifice blessed Daksha that he might increase his piety, and then they left. Dharma eva matim dattva. That may he get good intelligence. And then they left. Srila Prabhupada says something very nice. Although Daksha was considerably advanced in religious principles, he awaited the blessings of the demigods. Thus, the great sacrifice conducted by Daksha ended in harmony and peace. Haribol. 58. Evam dakshayani hetva sati purva kalevaram जज्ञे हिमवतः क्षेत्रे हरिबोल मेनायाम iti Shushruma. Srimad Maitreya Muni is telling Mahatma Vidur, I have heard, iti Shushruma, I have heard that after giving up the body, Dakshayani Hitva, after giving up her body, Dakshayani, the daughter of Daksha, took her birth in the kingdom of the Himalayas. Jagne means she was born, Janma, Himavatah Kshetre in the Himalayas. Mena is also known as Menaka and is the wife of the king of Himalayas. So she was born as the daughter of Himalaya and Menaka. 59. So this is another proof from Srimad Bhagavatam that there is rebirth. Many religions do not believe in rebirth. But throughout our Shastra, there is clear-cut mention of the principle of the eternality of the soul and rebirth. Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tells Arjun, many births you have taken, many incarnations I have appeared. I remember all of them, you do not remember them. And then there is the story of Bharat Maharaj becoming a deer and then becoming Jada Bharat. And right here we see Sati became Parvati, the daughter of the Parvat Himalaya. 59. Tam eva daitam bhuya आवृङ्क्ते पतिमम्बिका अनन्या भावैकगतिं शक्ति सुप्तेव purusham. Ambika, goddess Durga, who was known as Dakshayani Sati, again accepted Lord Shiva as her husband. Patim. Avrinkte Patim. Bhuya. Bhuya means again. She accepted as Pati, as husband. Just as different energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead act during the course of a new creation. Shakti. She again got married to Lord Shiva. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says the Vedic mantra Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate, just now we quoted. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has different varieties of energies. Shakti is feminine and Lord is Purush, masculine. There is Purush and Prakriti. Who are we? We are Prakriti. Which Prakriti are we? Tatashtha, Shakti. Shakti is Prakriti. Shakti is feminine. And Krishna is Shaktiman. Therefore, even the most macho man on this earth, Mr. Olympia, Mr. Universe, is feminine. Hari bol. Feminine means, Prakriti means one who is enjoyed, and Purush means one who enjoys. It is the duty of all living entities to serve the Supreme Person, Krishna. Durga is the representation in the material world of both the marginal and external energies, and Lord Shiva is the representation of the Supreme Person. Therefore, we say there is a very special relationship between Krishna and Lord Shiva. That Krishna, who is Supreme Lord in the spiritual world, takes the form of Lord Shiva in the material world. 60. Etad bhagavata shambho karma dakshadvara druhah shrutam bhagavata shishyad uddhavan me brihaspate. Shripad Maitreya Muni told Mahatma Vidur, my dear Vidurji, I heard this story of the Daksha Yajna, which was devastated by Lord Shiva, from Uddhav, the great devotee and a disciple of Shri Brihaspati. Remember, there was a meeting of Shri Maitreya Muni and Shri Uddhav. And then, where did Uddhav go after that meeting? Who remembers? Many, many cantos ago. Oh, Shama Kishori Mataji is having impeccable memory. Very good.
No, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, just taking a guess. I think he went to Badrik Ashram.
Who?
Uddhav.
Uddhav went to Badrikashram, yes.
I
Did I
thought
ask
you were
Uddhav?
asking where did Uddhav go, right?
Did I ask Uddhav? Okay, okay. Yes,
Was he
Uddhav
asking
definitely went to
Maitreya
Badrik.
Muni?
Uddhav went to Badrikashram because Shri Krishna had told him that I went to many places, including Mithila, but I never went to Badrikashram. There are many sages waiting to have my darshan, but I'm going to wind up my pastimes. You go as my representative. And then Shri Krishna sent Uddhav to Badrikashram. And Uddhav and Vidur met where? Tan, tan,
Oh,
tan.
and Vidur. Can't remember, Prabhuji.
Is
It
third
discussed
canto, right?
the disappearance of the Yadus.
Yes. After that,
Was it at
Uddhava,
Prabhashetra? Is that?
Prabhakshetra Maitreya Muni met Krishna. And when he was speaking to Uddhav. But where did Uddhav and Vidur meet?
Not sure, Prabhuji.
Where Vidur says, please, can you become my guru? And Uddhav says, no, 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 no. They meet in Vrindavan on the banks of Yamuna.
Very
They
well.
read in third canto. Uddhav says, no. Close by there is Maitreya Muni. You should accept him as Guru. In fact, when Krishna was instructing me at Prabhashtatra, Maitreya Muni was there. So go and accept him as Guru. And anyway, I have to go to Badrika Ashram. So then Uddhav and Vidur, they part. Uddhav goes to Badrika Ashram, and if I remember correctly, Maitreya Muni was at Haridwar, and Vidur goes to Haridwar and meets him there. Somebody can correct me if I'm not. But this is what I remember. Like that. So they meet in Vrindavan on the bank of Yamuna, Vidur and Uddhav. They talk all night. They cry in separation from Krishna. And then Vidur says, please instruct me everything you heard from Shri Krishna at Prabhashetra. Uddhav says it will be Maryada Vyatikram. Maitreya Muni also was there. He's equally qualified. He got the same knowledge. You go to him and I will go to Badrika Ashram. Because Vidur was elder to Uddhav. So then Vidur went to another elder guru, that is Shripad Maitreya Muni, and this is the conversation they are having. Meanwhile, Uddhav went to Badrika Ashram. Very good. So therefore, Vidur is saying that this, Srimad Maitreya Muni is saying, this I heard from Uddhav when they had met at Prabhas Kshetra. Shri Krishna was instructing Uddhav. So Vidur is saying, I heard this from Uddhav. And the last verse of this chapter, 61. Idam pavitram param isha cheshtitam yashasyam ayushyam aghaughamarashanam yo nityadakarnya naro nukirtayed dhunotyagham kaurava bhakti bhavata. The great sage Sri Maitreya Muni concluded, if one hears and again narrates with bhakti bhav, with faith and devotion, this story of Daksha Yajna as it was conducted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Vishnu, Isha Cheshtitam, Param Isha Cheshtitam, Supreme Lord Vishnu, then certainly one is cleared, dhunoti, of all contamination of material existence. Agham, O Vidur, son of the Kuru dynasty, Kaurava. Haribol. So this story of Daksha Yajna must be heard and narrated. Dhunoti Agham, it will clear the contamination in our heart. Akaranya means we should hear, and then Anukirtayet, we should repeat it the way we have heard it. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 4th canto, 7th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Sacrifice Performed by Prajapati Daksha. Haribol. 10 minutes left. We will do Shri Ganeshaya Namaha of chapter 8 of the 4th canto, entitled Dhruva Maharaj leaves home for the forest. Haribol. Shri Dhruv Maharaj ki jai. Text 1. Shri Maitreya Uvacha. Sanakadya Naradascha Ribhurhamso Runir Naite Grihan Brahma Suta Ayavasan Urdhvaretasaha. The great sage Shripad Maitreya Muni said to Mahatma Vidur, the 4 great Kumar sages headed by Sanaka Rishi. Who can name the 4 Chatusana? I always miss one. Who can recite the names of the 4 great brothers? Nandini, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Right.
Sanaka, Sanatan, Sananda, and Sanat Kumar.
Hari Bol. Very good. Excellent. 5 stars for 4 names. Excellent. So the Chatusana, four Kumar brothers. Chatusana, Chatu means four, and Sana means their all names start with Sa. They were Chatusana. Should I try? Sanak Kumar, Sanat Kumar, Sanatan Kumar, Sananda Kumar. Nandini, did I get it right? Sananda is not? Okay. I always miss one. Okay, good. You did great. As well as Sri Narad Muni, Ribhu, Hamsa, Aruni, and Yati. All sons of Lord Brahma did not live at home, but became Urdhva Reta or Naishthik Brahmacharis, unadulterated celibates. So this Sripad Narad Muni, the four Kumaras, Yati, they became Urdhvareta. Urdhvareta means celibate. Urdhva means upward, and Reta means semen. Urdhvareta. Normally, the tendency is Adha Reta. That's what most men do. But very rare personalities on this earth are those who are Urdhva Reta. Their Reta always has gone up, never once has gone down. And they become spiritually very powerful. So Shripad Maitreya Muni is saying that among the sons of Lord Brahma, the four Kumar brothers, Chatusana, Sri Narad Muni, Ribhu, Hamsa, Aruni, and Yati, they became Urdhvareta. They became lifelong unadulterated celibates. Naishthik Brahmacharis. Purport. The system of Brahmacharya has been current since the birth of Lord Brahma, which means from the beginning of creation of this material world. A section of the population, especially male, did not marry at all. Instead of allowing their semen to be driven downwards, they used to lift the semen up to the brain. They are called Urdhva Retasaha, or those who lift up. Semen is so important that if by the yogic process one can lift the semen up to the brain, he can perform wonderful work. One's memory is enabled to act very swiftly and the duration of life is increased. Yogis can thus perform all kinds of austerity with steadiness and be elevated to the highest perfectional stage, even to the spiritual world. Sometimes people think that strength is in taking protein powder and lifting heavy weights. But one can see these bodybuilders, athletes, they have a short life. They have injuries and they are not very healthy because the definition of health is not the diameter of your arms. It's not how big biceps you have. The definition of health, according to WHO, World Health Organization, is not merely absence of disease, but a state of physical, mental, and spiritual well being. You can look it up. This is the official definition by World Health Organization. They include mental health and spiritual health also. And many of these bodybuilders or athletes, football players, rugby players, basketball players, they have bad habits. They are not urdhvareta. And therefore, many of them may be physically strong in their youth, but mentally they are restless. Mind is uncontrolled. They cannot maintain relationship. They cannot take care of their finances responsibly. They go through multiple relationships and they are not mentally happy. What to speak of? Spiritual well being. Remember, health is a state of physical, mental, and spiritual well being and not merely the absence of disease. Sometimes people think that taking testosterone supplements or taking a lot of protein and becoming very lean and muscular is a sign of strength. But that is not, because many strong athletes face depression, insomnia, anxiety. Real strength is in being physically fit, mentally fit, and spiritually fit. And a yogi has all these. They are physically fit because they do not overeat, not bhogis like me, but yogis who are physically fit. They are mentally fit and they are spiritually fit. Agastya Muni never went to any gym, but he had the sankalpa shakti, the determination and the power to drink up the entire water of the ocean and dry up the oceans. Hanumanji had the strength to swallow up the sun, not through physical exercise. Hanumanji was not practicing long jump, high jump. This is yogic power, yogic strength. There is physical strength, but physical strength has limitation. When you tap into the subtler sense, subtler strength, that subtle strength is more powerful than gross strength. See the power of celibacy in Srila Prabhupada. See the power of celibacy in Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada wrote all these purports with all these quotations without internet, without a shloka book like this. See, I keep these shloka books here to memorize. Prabhupada did not have any shloka book. Here, Prabhupada's lectures. How many verses Srila Prabhupada quotes as a 75, 80-year-old sadhu. He had such strong memory. Srila Prabhupada never had to take any supplements to enhance his memory. It is the power of Urdhvareta. Read Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada's purports, the Gaudiya Bhashya commentary. How many quotations, how many verses from so many scriptures, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Upanishads, different Puranas. It's quoting. In an age when there was no internet, Srila Prabhupada, forget these shloka books. They did not even have internet. There were no search engines. How strong their memory was. And it's not that Srila Prabhupada has written them just in the books, even in Prabhupada's lectures. In fact, Srila Prabhupada's purports are lectures because Prabhupada would dictate them. Prabhupada did not write and delete and, let me think, just put a marker there, I want to get that reference. Prabhupada is sitting in the middle of the night when everybody is sleeping and he's dictating these purports. So these purports are like lectures from his memory. Of course, Srila Prabhupada would refer books, but many of them were coming from his memory. Look at his lectures. Prabhupada is not looking at some PowerPoint presentation and quoting verses from the Shastra. They were in his heart. This is the power of Urdhvaret. See how much Srila Prabhupada achieved. Running 108 temples, managing 5,000 devotees with no cell phone, with no WhatsApp, with letters. Running an international organization with crores and crores of rupees and millions of dollars. In America, in Europe, in Australia, in Africa, South America, India, Japan, Hong Kong. Prabhupada had temples everywhere, centers everywhere. He is managing and he is the sole manager. He is the sole authority. The buck stops with him and he is able to do this without a cell phone, without a telephone. Hare Krishna. Where is this strength coming from? This is his yogic strength coming from his purity. And Urdhvareta, celibacy, is an essential component. Vivid examples of brahmacharis who accepted this principle of life are the four sages: Sanak Kumar, Sanandan Kumar, Sanatan Kumar, and Sanat Kumar. This narration has dealt with the descendants of Lord Brahma from Manu's daughter Prasuti. Prasuti's daughter was Dakshayani or Sati. Who was Prasuti's husband? Raise your hand. Who was Prasuti's husband? It's a very simple question. Yes, Devavati Mataji. Who is Prasuti's husband?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Daksh Prajapati.
Yes, thank you. Maitreya is now explaining about the progeny of the sons of Brahma. Out of the many sons of Brahma, the Brahmachari sons headed by Sanak Kumar and Narad Muni did not marry at all. And therefore, there is no question of narrating the history of their descendants. Okay, 932. So we'll stop here, dear devotees. We'll continue from verse number 2 tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Sham. We'll take only one question. Shama Kishori Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Thank you very much for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I had a question from last week, verse 50, in that Lord Vishnu is saying that Brahma, Lord Shiva, and I are the supreme cause. And then he says that essentially there is no difference between Lord Brahma, Shiva, and me. So, overall, Prabhuji, when Lord Vishnu is speaking, I just felt that there is a lot of emphasis on the fact that there is no difference between him and Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. And then we also have, like Shiva Puran, etc., where Lord Shiva is glorified as the supreme. So, why did Lord Vishnu not categorically indicate that he is the supreme Lord? Why this ambiguity that all three are the same and all three are the cause when clearly Lord Vishnu is the cause?
Now imagine, Shama Kishori Mataji, you are one of the demigoddesses in that assembly. Have you reached there?
I'm trying.
Okay. So imagine you are sitting there.
Okay.
And Prajapati Daksha is performing the yajna for Lord Vishnu. We all know that. He is Yajnesh. And in that yajna, he finds fault with his father, Brahma, by saying he was not very intelligent in suggesting that I should marry my daughter Sati to this monkey eyed Shiva. And then he goes on and unleashes a wholesale barrage of insults at Lord Shiva. And then there is fighting and cursing and counter cursing, murder, assassination, reconciliation. And then Lord Vishnu enters the assembly. Everybody, it was, I think, perhaps 2 or 3 Bhakti Vaibhava classes, just the prayers of different personalities, starting with Lord Brahma. Lord Shiva offered humble prayers and offered obeisances to Lord Vishnu. You are sitting there, Shama Kishori Mataji. You saw Lord Shiva offer Dandavat Pranam to Lord Vishnu, offer prayers. Brahmaji hitting his foreheads on the ground at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, offering prayers. Daksha offered prayers. The wife of Daksha offered prayers. The rishis offered prayers. The priests offered prayers. The demigods, all of them without exception, offered prayers to Lord Vishnu. Now, is there any need to categorically say anything? Shama Kishori Mataji? There is no need. It's obvious that he is the Bhagwan, Supreme. Lord Shiva just offered prayers. Now look at the context. Daksha was performing a yajna for Vishnu. And in that yajna, he is insulting Lord Shiva. Therefore, Lord Vishnu says, Baba, there is no difference between me, Brahma and Shiva. Why are you insulting them and looking down at them? They are my guna avatars. That is the context. You see?
Yes.
You have to see the situation, the Kala Desha Patra. The
Yes.
context is that Daksha already knows Vishnu is supreme. But Daksha's problem is that he is looking down on the devotees of Vishnu, who are inseparably connected to him. Therefore, the Abheda Tattva is being stressed.
Yes, Prabhuji, that makes sense because when I read this, I just felt, why so much emphasis on the equality of all three, or so this makes sense. Thank you.
Vishnu's supremacy already is established. That's why Lord Vishnu accepted the prayers of Shivji and Brahmaji and everybody else. Otherwise,
Yes.
Lord Vishnu also would have, if I come and offer you obeisances, what will you do?
I
You
will
will
not
offer me
accept them.
obeisances. You will offer me obeisances. That's how Vaishnavas do. We offer Vancha Kalpataru to each other. That means we are equal. But when Lord Vishnu is coming, everybody is offering obeisances to him and Lord Vishnu is accepting. That means Lord Vishnu's supremacy is completely established already. Now, what has to be established is the connection with Lord Vishnu of these personalities. That is why the Abheda Tattva is being stressed by Lord Vishnu. Because his supremacy is beyond question. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Please say Hari Bol to me. So I feel happy, protected, and blessed. Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Hare
Prabhu, thank you
Krishna.
so much.
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Thank you. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.